all of these lectures, 11 lectures, are moving towards the end, which is going to be, how do you reverse where the world is going? How do you change the direction that the world is moving towards financial imperialism and free trade imperialism? Well, it's going to require deprivatization. You're going to have to reclaim natural monopolies for the public domain. That was the fight of the 19th century. You're going to have to get rid of the financial class. That means there's only one way to free your labor force and to free your industry and free your population from debt peonage. You have to wipe out the debt. That means the good part of wiping out the debt is you wipe out the savings of the 1%. If you don't wipe out the savings of the 1%, you're going to leave them in the same position that the House of Lords was in England and that the feudal aristocracy was in. You're going to leave the 1% with all the wealth in the world. You have to, by canceling the debts, you wipe out savings on the other side of the balance sheet, because one person's debt is another party's saving. And the debts that the 99% owe are the savings and the wealth of the 1%. You have to be able to think of both sides of the balance sheet at once. It's a different kind of thinking that's taught in the economics textbooks, because they only talk about the real economy, the production and consumption economy. They don't talk about the debt and asset side of the economy. They don't talk about the balance sheet aspects of the economy. That's what I'm going to try to spell out, and that's what the books that I write are all about. My super imperialism is translated into Chinese, along with my trade theory, but none of my none of my description of how the U.S. economy works, none of my economic theories. I've done a few articles for the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, but the basic books have not been translated. And it's necessary to realize that in order to have a Marxist economy includes everything that was leading into Marxism. That includes the classical economics of Adam Smith and Ricardo and John Stuart Mill, who said that landlords make money in their sleep. We don't want a landlord class making money in sleep. We want everybody to make money by being awake, by working, and by doing something productive for society. That's what the society you have to create. But to do that takes the same kind of political revolution today that occurred in the 19th century. And remember, the 19th century classical economic revolution failed. It failed in the 1890s. It failed by World War I. And instead of achieving the free market that Adam Smith and the classical economists wanted, you had a financialized market of the kind that Marx described in volume 2 and 3 in Capital, hoping that the European countries would be able to pave the way for socialism by freeing themselves from the rentier economy and the financial economy. But they didn't do it. They didn't free themselves. And that really is a task of today. It's to recover what the 19th century classical evolution was all about, creating a tax system and a public infrastructure system that led naturally to socialism. Well, China's already done this. It's already done the most important thing by having the financial system already in the public domain. It's easy to cancel the debts when you're canceling debts to yourself. China can do it. But that can't be done in the West, because the debts are owed to private bankers that have the economic power and political power to prevent governments from interfering with them. All China can do with its allies is to create a socialist economic system that will essentially leave the West either to move into a financial collapse until it looks like Greece and Argentina, or like the United States will be looking in January, or to say, well, if China can do it, we can do it too. That's going to be what the balance of the 21st century is all about.